Back in 1979 and into 1980, the price of silver, well, it went from about $7 in high change into the 36, $38 level, but it was at this point for quite some time. We are at prices today, last seen, or first seen rather, looks like December 26, 1979, the day after Christmas or on Boxing Day. And then it managed to get above these levels into, well, it doesn't say here, but around $50 in January. Regardless of the fact, it did stabilize between 33 and 40 for that, well, pretty much mid-January until that of mid-March. All of February, many days of both January and March month timeframes, and of course the decline after that. But the bottom line is silver had managed to make such a spectacular run. Here we see it down to $4 and change. And then it concluded this rally with this major up move. And that's, again, back in 1979, 1980, and all throughout the 1970s. And we look at so many other different financial assets, what their value was. And for the market to endure what it has throughout this time, 25 years of this bear market. Oh, here's a failed break it in 1993 because, well, it managed to come back down. However, I mean, we would eventually see, and here it is, the bull market that would occur that started up until like 2011. Now, myself, around roughly somewhere around this time, I bought myself some silver. I bought many different times. This was the first ever time that I bought a noticeable amount of silver or double digits. No. This would have been the second time. And you know what? I can't remember which one of the two times it was now. But I did buy in this time frame. And yeah, what I was showing you is what I bought in here, I think. I spent $25 an ounce at first. And then I spent about it was 16 Canadian dollars an ounce for maples. However, what I did buy was this here. This is my first ever buy because they end up giving me the 2001 and I think it was 1990 varieties of the years. And I got double digits of these, a decent amount, in the Mylar package. And they're selling it for $75.55 with silver at $34.70 Canadian, meaning a monster premium. And I've been trying to think, these are the type of coins, do I want to hang on to it for a while? Do I want to try to upsell and maybe increase my ounce total? Thus sell maybe like 8 of them and pick up 10 other ounces? Just different ideas in which I have. And the reason why the price will be a lot higher is because the mintage level is relatively low that year. And there we have the price breaking above where we have it today. And times are different than they were back in November of 2010, as the price managed to get up to 26. It did so from the $8 low, and it already had a very large but sure gain. I mean, these gains back in here were very minute. If you look at the percentage moves, 1.89%, 1.4%, 1.5, 1.3, and for silver, 0.7. It was just grinding its way up this first level. Consolidated, a nice little gain. Then they got a bit bigger, 6.5%, 5.3, and consolidating in here, breaking this level of resistance, which we would see would come in time, would then have, I guess it's hard to see the up moves on here, but generally speaking, the moves, of course, were large, and we've had a good correction since then again. It's been close to a full decade, and now back to levels from this low, from this high. And to me, I've said this for a while. I don't say it too often. I probably should. But I believe myself that if you can buy silver for under $100 an ounce US, you're getting yourself a deal. Now, of course, when I say that, you don't go out and spend $80 just, I can buy this one big collector's edition. Although collector coins or up buying coins as per the one I've shown, that's a different subject. but you know you can buy it. You can buy several coins, several silver ounces, not as many for 100 today. So as the price goes up, I do believe there'll be a good time when it breaks this level of resistance that, oh, here we are, like up here. This is not that big of a break. So that's one of the big reasons why I say anything under 100, I think, is a good deal. But for myself, I'm in a position where a lot of what I end up buying occurred back in here. A lot of the silver was bought in this point. So for me, why would I want to spend way up here for the silver when you can end up, I of course got it now. And through Bitcoin, who knows how it's going to work in the future, but these prices are going higher. To me, when I said last call for silver for buying, I don't know if it'll ever come back down and break below 18. In fact, it would not be a surprise to me if our next move on the price of silver is with only like maybe at right now between low 19 to 20, $19 range might be some shorter term support, and that keyword is might. I wouldn't be surprised if we at least come up to 34 to the 50 level before any type of retracements. And yeah, markets will just keep on telling from this point on, but it's just a matter of time before it has major spectacular moves. I've been, of course, waiting for quite some time, accumulating along the way. And what's interesting is how easy and easier it is to sell silver. As the prices go up, it will become easier to sell and as we go further in time to the point where it's easy to sell, because there will be a time, I believe, where there's going to be a lot of the populace amongst the world that are want to get in possession of the physical silver metal. A lot more than there is today, and it's already more today as it was, definitely now as it was last week, last year, and all these times. But I think continue to escalate, which means if you're trying to sell, then when you know people around you, when you go within the communities, oftentimes you can get the sell prices that's on the market. And I'm not really saying, I want to go out and sell my 2001 Maples for 75. But it does tell me that if they're going for 75, I can barter it, and I'd easily take high 60s, low 70 right now. And you try to get, of course, the better deals that you possibly can, depending on what it is. And then why are you selling it? I mean, a lot of times, if you're using it for hedge against inflation, protection against that blah, blah, blah fiat debt note currency, that is, you know what, it's up to you to decide. It is blah, blah, blah. You decide what that is. As I don't have too many nice things to say about it. However, you get your fiat debt notes and you go and you buy this, you buy that, and you just turn hypothetically X amount of silver into whatever the product, food, services it is that you ended up acquiring. So people say, well, why would I sell silver for cash? Well, there's one of the easy answers there. It's just, how long am I going to hold that cash for? A few hours, a few days? It's almost like musical chairs. Like, oh shit, okay. I got 4 hours to get what I need to get. I hope I can get it without the prices just escalating so high. And that might get to a point where 4 hours might be real, where you actually would care about that time, because these prices could escalate out of control, and they probably will. And what's interesting is there's still a decent amount of people who believe that things like the RSP contributes and stuff like this. They got all these safe investments, and I think in times we move in time, that people are going to realize just how unsafe they are. And then the situations of gold and silver in paper gold and silver, as they like to call it, digital forms, really stuff that's not yours, because as most fiat currency holders should know, that the dollars, yen, whatever currency it is you are holding in the banks that you have accounts with, that's not yours anymore. It's accounts receivable. It's the loan that you have given to that company. And maybe you worked your ass off for 40 hours that week, and then it was some other company that would loan them in your favor. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens. That's the way the world works. So you got the gold SLV, gold GLD, any of that type of shit. Well, you know what? It's not yours. And it's never, ever, it never has been, it never will be any of that of gold and silver. But technically speaking, I'm sure you could go out, oh yeah, I'll put a seller here and it executes. It's probably going to work. And then you make a decision, I'm going to withdraw this, and there might be some technicalities and different things, but probably going to work again. And then if you go ahead and you get the fiat currency in your possession, meaning it's out of the bank, it's in your hands and cash, then it'll be yours. Or if you have it in digital form or in accounts receivable cash, and then you use that accounts receivable to buy silver somewhere else, a silver or gold and or really comes to you, then it's yours in the physical form. But there will be people that are going to learn the hard way, I believe, that what they hold in those accounts, well, it's not what they think they got. Anyway, thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.